How's it going, guys? It's Fix It Daniel, and welcome to the show. Today, I got something really special for you today. We are going to be doing a tune-up on my 2005 Cadillac SDS. So, we're going to do a full tune-up on it. I'm going to show you step by step which one, how to do it. There's not really a right or wrong way of doing it, but I thought it'd be cool because this car needs a tune-up before it gets inspected. So, we're going to get right into it, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do. Welcome to the channel, guys. Thanks for watching. If you guys like what you see, please hit the like and subscribe button. But today we are going to be doing a tune-up on my 2005 Cadillac SDS. We're going to change the spark plugs, we're going to clean the throttle body, the electronic throttle body, and I'm going to replace the air filter with a new Canon filter that I found, so that we're going to install on this bad boy. And if anything, if there's time, I may change the oil, or I may do that off camera, because I do have a video link of me doing the oil change, so I don't want to bore you guys with that, but I want to get to the tactics. So, alright, so let me go and show you guys what... Alright guys, so here, let me show you what we're going to do. So, let me move all this stuff out the way. So, what we got today is we're going to change the air filter. I got this beautiful Caden air filter from Amazon. This is specifically for my 05. I wanted to get this because, you know, this air filter design is very unique, and they're kind of hard to find. I've looked everywhere in Hampton, Virginia, where I stay, and I can't find this on the shelf. I have to order this. So I figured if I'm going to order it, I might as well order a reusable one. That way I never have to replace this again of the life of the car. And it works out perfectly. So I got this. We are also going to be... We're going to be changing out the spark plugs. We're going to try these nitro premium spark plugs. Supposedly they're supposed to be burning a lot more better, more efficient. These are supposed to work really great on the car. So these are new. We're going to give them a try. Normally I would be using iridium plugs. That's what I was planning on using. That's what the car asked for. But these seem to be supposedly they're supposed to be a little more better than iridium. So we'll try them out and see. And if not, then we can always replace them. But it never hurts to try something new with your vehicle. Sometimes vehicles rely on something a lot more, you know, what it says. But I think I have platinums in there now, and they work just fine. So iridiums will be a lot more better. But we're going to try these and see how they work. All right. And then what we got a mass airflow cleaner, sensor cleaner. We're going to clean the mass airflow, and then we're going to clean the throttle body with this choke carbureted cleaner that we got. We got 2 bottles to clean that out, and if there's more time, I'm going to pull that that crankcase valve that I did in the last one. I'm going to clean that out too, just to keep it all nice and clean. And like I said, later, if there's time, I might go ahead and change the oil, but not for sure yet, so we'll keep that on the back burner. But now we got all these, let's go into the car and let's go get it all. Okay guys, so we're going to get rid of this, and we're going to take off this side so we can get access to the air box. We're going to take off the piping so we can get to the throttle body, and once this is off, the plenum is right up under, so we can do all that. So we'll start by taking off the cover. Pull the cap off. Pull off the oil cap, and then just lift, and lift. We'll set this to the side. Make sure you put your caps covers back on. Alright, then we're going to work on getting this off. Actually, we'll get this off first. Let's get it out of the way. Alright, now we can get access to this. And then we just pull it off. Just like so. now this gives us access to the car. Here's the plenum right here. We got to get this plenum off to get to this 3 spark plugs here, 3 spark plugs here. Then we're also going to take this off and we're going to clean this on the back side and on the front as well. And then as we know, the air box is right here. You can just change this out. But we're going to do this probably last. That's probably the easiest thing to do, as well as cleaning the mass airflow sensor. So that'll be fun. So now we're going to work on getting this undone, and we'll take this off before we do the plenum. All right, guys, so we're back. So now we're going to start by taking off this throttle body. So we got this electronic throttle body right here. We got to pull this clip off. Simply just pull, and there's a little press button. So you press it, and it comes right off, just like one press, just like that. We get that out the way, and that unplugs this. So then we pull this off to get to the bolts. It's just a matter of pulling this little clip, or this little ring, and then once we get that out of the way, we can just this up and moving, or we can get it going down. Let's see. We'll try the up position. So there's 4 bolts here. This is all harnessed in together, so it's going to be really tricky to try to get this all off together at once. So we'll just lift it up and get to what we need to get the throttle body off. So we're going to take our 3/8, then we're just going to take a long extension, and then we will get them off. Like so. Alright, bottom one's off. One bolt. Another one. Make sure you hold on to it so you don't drop it. That's the last thing you want to do. Last bolt. And there's a plate. There's a plate here that you don't want to lose as well. Plate. And here's the other bolt, and here's the throttle body. So this is a mechanical electric one. This is not a cable one, so you don't want to start bending these because you don't want to break these teeth in here or mess up something with the electronic mechanism. So we'll do our best to not do that. But yeah, this is you see it's quite dirty. And actually, you can even see the throttle is, with a certain light, the throttle is not even closed all the way. You can actually see there's light through that. Could be dirty, so if we clean all that up, it could probably close completely and actually be accurate and right. So we definitely want to get this clean. Plus, I have a little idea that I'm thinking about doing on this on the back side. Maybe even on the front side too, but we'll see how that works out. But now we're going to set this to the side, and then we'll come back to this. So now we got that. So now we got to work on getting this plenum off to get to the spark plugs. Like I said, there's 3 of them over here. Let's get these out of the way. Get all the stuff off. this stuff here. Right, so we're gonna get this off. Just take a little squeeze. All right, we get this off. Pop this off in the back. Like I said, there's really no right or wrong way of doing it. Just make sure that whichever you do, you make sure that you put it back the right way. So always remember where everything is, because once all the stuff comes off, you got to put it back on. So just FYI. So we're gonna get this off. Get my little flathead. Pull it up so you guys can see what I'm doing. So we're gonna get this one off. Just give it a little help. Just like so. Ooh, that's a long one. All right. We got another one on this side here. Well, all right, and then we got this clip in the back. Just pick it up, pull it, that comes off. Got this hose here in the back. Just pull it off, that comes off, and then we got a couple of bolt here that's hold on to a lot of components. So we'll get these nuts off and get this nut off here in the back, and then after that, it should be just a mattering of getting all these bolts off. So then there's one here, there's 4 here, there's another one back here, and then there's a few of them holding the brackets on, and then that should be pretty much it. So we'll work on that and then we'll come right back. Okay guys, we're back. Had a little issue getting that out, but it's stuck, but it should come out when I get this. And also I forgot to mention that that right here there's a bolt, looks like kind of like it's a little mounting bolt here. This has got to come off, and there's a bracket that holds this in place that you have to loosen in order to lift it out, because this kind of like curves over this. If you don't get this off, you're not getting this manifold out. But now it's loose and it's ready to go, so we'll just pull up the bolts, except for that one in the back. And mind you, they are different sizes. So this one goes in the front, that one probably goes in the back. There's another one that looks like this. These are the longer bolts. These go in the 4, as you can see. Just put these off to the side, and then we should be able to get it on out. May have to move some wires and stuff out the way, just like so. Alright, we'll get to that in just a minute. Hold on, let me get this thing out. Alright guys, we're back. I totally forgot, it's been so long since I've done this, that in order to get this back bolt out, you gotta take this cowl piece out. You gotta lift this rubber stripping, and then you lift up and lift this box up. And then when you lift it up and pull it to the side, as much as you possibly can without breaking it, then the bolt comes out. So now we should be good to get this plenum out. Something's holding on. Oh, hold on. Oh, I forgot to take this clip out here. All right, now it's ready to come out. There's a clip in the back I forgot on this side here. All right, so now it's out. See, plenum's out. All right, now we have access to the spark plug. All right, guys, so we're back. I'm gonna zoom you guys in just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So, as you see, we got them off. It's got a little oil on there. No big deal, but these are the gaskets. They look really good. So we're going to reuse them again. But what we're going to do, get these down, what we're going to do is we're going to put paper towels in there to keep anything from falling in it. Because you don't want any debris going in there while you are working on it, for sure. Off a little, stick them in the hole. You don't have to jab them down in the hole. Just get them enough to where it covers up so nothing falls down in the motor. That's the last thing you want, is something to fall down in that motor. So always remember that. So stick these in there like so. Now that protects them for keeping them from falling down in. All right, so now that we got that, we are going to start cleaning, or we're going to start taking these spark plugs out. There's 3 on this side, and there's 3 on this side. So we're just going to do one at a time so that way we don't get confused, because, you know, really honestly, these will go any way they want, but some people will just start yanking them all out. I kind of like doing them one at a time. That way you don't get confused of where they go. So, but we will go ahead and take off the clips. So you can undo this, get this out the way. You want to make sure you get all the hoses and stuff out of the way. That's going to cause you to be, you know, give you a hint, give you a problem, but no big deal. So these got little clips. So here, let me actually show you. Hold on one sec. All right, guys, we're back. I'm gonna try and do this one-handed here so I can show you exactly. So you got 1, 2, 3, and you got 3 on the, and you got 3 over there on the other side. So these are little different clips, or these are little locking mechanisms. So these actually get turned. So when I push it back in, if you want to get it off, you typically take it and turn it, and you just keep going until they unlock. Just like that. There's a little snap. So we'll do these. Just get them pulled, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and start on this. We're actually gonna start on the back one. I like getting the back ones out the way because they're always the hardest. So we'll start on the back and then work our way to the front. So yeah, I'm gonna get this back one off. I like doing them one at a time just so I don't get confused. Some people normally just like to go and take them all off, but not me. I kind of like to do one at a time. So they're really tight because they've been there a long time. You just gotta pull, give a little oomph, make sure the nut's off so you don't rip that out, and just pull. And may have to get the nut off just a little bit more. This one was up, so we'll work on that a little bit. There we go. Make sure that nut's pulled out, and then just pull. There we go, just like that. These are still good, they're not bad. Or these are still good, they're not bad. Eventually later, I will be replacing these with some higher performance ones. I tried to get them in time, and they were going to take another week or 2 to get here, and I really wanted to get this done. So yeah, we'll have to just deal with it. Maybe later I'll change them out on the next time I need to get them, or I may just do another tutorial on these, putting them in there. But not really. They're all actually the same. That doesn't really matter. They work the same rotation. Just that I wanted some higher performance ones, but these will work just fine. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and get this spark plug out. Get this out nice and good. Yep, there we go. So normally you want to do these by hand, because the last thing you want to do is strip these bad boys. You strip it and you're in a world of trouble. You're talking about a head replacement, and no one wants that. Or we're changing some spark plugs. So always make sure you tighten them by hand, you loosen them by hand. And look how dirty these are. These are long overdue to be changed. All right, guys. So as you saw, these are really dirty. If this thing will focus, you see how dirty these were. So we're gonna take our nitro ones, and I got these nitros from eBay, so if you guys ever want to get some, that's where they were. And as we see a difference between dirty and clean. Now this nitro is a little different because it's got this little probe in the middle between the center and that. It's supposed to help it give it a different, more spark. So something different to try. But yeah, they match up for the vehicle. So we'll go ahead and put some anti-seize on them and we'll put them in. So we're gonna put some anti-seize on these, just a little, nothing crazy. All right, so you just take your hand, and I like to dot spot it all over. You just want them on there so that way when you bolt them, they come off. Because sometimes when these things get hot, cold all the time, they can definitely have a little hard time coming out, and that's not something that you want. You want these things to come out every time. So whatever you do, just be careful you don't get them on your ends here. Don't ever touch that with that. So I got kind of close, but I saw it right before it got to it. So I just want to take that little wipe, and then we're good to go. Now we'll install it back in there. All right, guys. So we're back. Just getting my stuff real quick, and now we're going to go ahead and install our spark plug. So I'm going to put it back on my thing here. I'm just going to slowly just put it down in there. Like I said, you want to hand tighten these. You don't want to thread them in there. Get them nice and tight with your hand. When it gets tight, then you just slug them down, maybe a quarter turn. Yeah, there you go. You just want to get them tight with your hand as much as you possibly can, and then you want to put that on there and just give it a little snug, tight turn. That's all you want to do. You don't want to over tighten these because they're so easy to do. Trust me, I had my Lincoln Town Car, and it was so easy to strip it. You know, you didn't use a machine, but I over tightened them. And then some people say you can use a torque wrench on them. Don't use a torque wrench. Just use your force. Just do it. Get it tight with your hand as tight as you can. Get it tight so you can't tighten them more with your hand. Then you put the wrench on there and you just give it a quarter turn. That's it. That's all you need. There's nothing more. There's no extra stress that you need on those. So we would take our piece here that's nice and tight, get our thing off of it. It's good. We take this, put it back on, get it pushed down in there. And tighten this with our hand. And then give it a little tighten too. Not that much, just like that. That's it. And take this, since this one's already done, so we know it's done. Just put it back on there. Now I gotta move this out the way. Turn it back up. Just like so. You just slide it on there. Make sure you get the key in there. Slide it. Push. Locks itself. That's it. There it is. Just like that. One down. A few more to go. So I think we're going to do a time lapse on these. And that way you can see the whole process and in fast time. You kind of understand how it goes. So we'll do this in a time lapse. They are ready to be put. They are ready to be thrown away. They were definitely needing them like really bad. So now that these are done, now we're going to work on getting the manifold, which is the manifolds right here. We're gonna try and spray this out and clean it out as best we can, and we'll go from there. So let me get set up and good. All right, guys. So we're going to commence on cleaning this and getting this all nice and cleaned out. So we're just going to take our brake cleaner, like so. It's going to clean it all out. See how clean it's already coming? Get the back, the front. Take our brush. Let's get the back side of this. Alright, we'll let this dry, and now we'll do the manifold. Alright guys, so we're going to clean this out a little bit, but, normally some people may want to go all ham and go crazy inside this thing and get all cleaned out. You probably could if you really wanted to. Maybe take it to a place to have it dipped and, get it all nice and super clean, get all the gunk inside. But for right now, we're not really going to go that crazy with it. We're just going to get just this inside. I don't want to go crazy and go all deep inside. It would be nice to get that, but I really don't have access to a dip or solvent cleaning to get this really super clean inside. I would probably do that if I had the opportunity to do so, because it does get this whole entire plenum rid of all the grit and grime and oil and all that stuff. But I'm not for sure how it can handle it going into a dip. It might make it worse or something like that. I don't know the aspects of all that. I have used the solvent cleaning machine before on small, tiny parts, but never anything this big. I don't really know if you can dip this or not, or it would be nice if you could go all the way in and get it all cleaned out. So for just what we're going to do, we're just going to just get just this part right here where all the gunk is, possibly where this tube goes in, just right up here on the top. As you can see, it's quite dirty on top. So we're just going to take a paper towel. We're going to spray it on here. And we're just going to wipe up around it. We're not going to go all inside of it like I was about to, but I was like, I don't know if I should, so I'm just going to leave it alone. So we definitely will just do this out part right here, this part that's dirty. Yeah, just get in there nice and clean. Get all this dirt out. Make sure you don't get no extra paper in there. It's good, it's good. Just get all around there. Get that nice and cleaned out. And as you see, guys, now it's clean. This top part was dirty. On this this part right here was really dirty around where this goes. So I'll clean it all out, and now it's nice and clean. So what we will do is we'll take the rest of it in a different area that's clean. We'll just wipe off this excess part up here. Just get that cleaned off, get all this oil and grindiness off. That way when it gets on there, it's holding on pretty well. Just like that. Voila, clean, ready to go back on. So alright, so now we're going to work on getting this all back in here. So now we can go ahead and take all these off. I'm going to wipe off this extra gritty stuff as I'm pulling it up. There's one. Wipe off this extra gritty stuff around here. Make sure that it can get on there. That's two. Just wiping it off. Make sure nothing falls in, but just trying to get all the grit and stuff off of it if it's anywhere in the way. Don't want that to go in there. So, all right, looking good. All right, good. Everything looks good. So now we're going to go ahead and put this manifold back on. We're putting it back on to make sure nothing gets in the way. You gotta move some stuff. Alright, just gotta make sure nothing's in my way. There we go. Yeah, it's good, nice and on there. This little bracket over here was in my way. So, get everything good and secure. You take this bolt right here, lift up so you can see it, and we're going to commence putting it in the back. So remember, I said before I had to lift this up. So basically just get this out the way, lift this piece, get your bolt going. You got to lift this plastic piece to the best of your ability, as much as you can, so the bolt can get over it, and then voila, that's it. Then we make sure we get the holes lined up. Looks like it's going down pretty good. All right, then we'll work on the other ones. We're just gonna finger tighten them so they make sure they're all going starting, and then we'll work on getting everything bolted, get a lot of the pieces on there, and then we'll get this going. All right. Oh, bigger one. So yeah, get these back on there, and then we'll go from there. And we'll go and we'll just do a time lapse getting these all back. All right, that's good. Let me put this other one. Bolt this up. This little nut down here. This is the bracket. All right. So now we're going to work on these throttle body here. Well, actually, hang on. Let me get that cleaned out real quick that I wanted to do. Just a little piece of mine I saw here. Let me just clean this out real quick. Yeah, that looks a lot better. All right, that looks good. All right, so we are going to work on this right here. I mean, it's clean, it's good to go, but something had me give me a theory thinking. So I don't know if this will work, but we're gonna give it a try. So this is 3-in-1 dry lube. This is friction, reduce friction, wear, and reduces grit protection. So what I was thinking was, if I brush a little bit on the back of this flange, that would keep the dirt off of it that builds up. Maybe even do it on the front too. So I don't know. Thinking of trying it out and see what happens. Little bit of trivia here. See if it does. So it's supposed to get rid of all the grit and stuff and keeps it lubricated. So I don't know if to try it or not. I may do some more research on it because it's really easy to take this off and then redo that. So we'll see what we'll do on that, but we'll just go ahead and just put this on. So we'll get to that. All right. So this looks all good, guys. All right, guys. So I did it. I went for broke. I'd used this on here. I pretty much just took it and just wiped it in like that. There's still a little excess on there. So you just take it, just brush it in. Don't squirt it in, brush it in. And just take a rag, let it dry. Let it dry for a little bit. And then when you're done, you just take a rag and wipe off all the excess. So my theory is that this stuff, I'm not really worried about the friction, the reduced friction and wear. I'm worried about the resistance of grit, to get the grit off of there. So all the grit that gets built up will not stick to it. So that's the idea. We'll find out if that works. I will do this. I will recheck this later, the next time I change my oil, and I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna let this sit and see how it works, and then I'll check it when I get my next oil change. I'll actually do a video just because I did this. When I change my oil, because I'm gonna change it today, I'm gonna show you what that looks like and see if that worked or not. And then if it does, then you can do that on your. All right, guys. So now we got that all sprayed and clean, and we got the throttle body. We're gonna go ahead and put this back on. All right. Alright guys, so now all we're going to do is torque these bolts to 20 foot-pounds. All right, and then always, as a trick, as a tip, here's a tech tip, always take your torque wrench, don't leave it at whatever torque you had it on, undo it, and bring it all the way back down to 0. So that way the spring doesn't get tight, because the spring, there's a spring in here that stays tight if you leave it at whatever foot-pound that you had it on when you were tightening up something. So that spring will stay tensioned, but when you're done, you're not using it anymore, then you just take it back down to 0. That way the spring doesn't get all tight, and it'll be good for the next time you use it. So alright guys, so now we're moving on to the very last thing, and that's doing the airbox and the mass airflow sensor. There we go. It was on there. Alright, so now we're going to take our mass airflow sensor and then cleaner, and we're going to spray it out. So we're going to get all of this nice and clean. Get that all nice in there. There it is right there. It's actually right here on the other side. You don't want to touch it with your fingers. That very sensitive unit is what helps measure your air. So take our trusty mass airflow sensor cleaner and just give it a spray. All right. Give one more squirt. You don't have to wipe it because it dries itself. Let it sit. We're going to let this sit right here. And we're going to come back to the air filter. We're going to take out this air filter. Yeah, it wouldn't look too bad on this side, but when you flip it over to the side, and yeah, you can see this is dirty. This is definitely need to be changed. So this is where our trusty K&N filter comes into place. What you want to do, you want to take the old and take the new and see it actually lines up before you install it, just like so. Out the way, and then we just put it back on. And then commence to close it. Like that. Now, the last and final piece, take our tube, eventually one day I'll get a cold air intake, but this will work for right now. That's it. All right, guys, so everything is done. The oil's been changed. Everything is good to go. Now the last thing to do is just start it up. Oh, that sounds good. Well, that's it, guys. Everything is good. It's running really great. Everything is perfect. I'm gonna go take it out for a spin and see how it handles and rides. Maybe get some more power. Maybe be a lot more fuel economy saving. Only thing I didn't do anything was with the fuel. I may go to the store and get some fuel additive just to put some in there to kind of take care of that as well. So the whole morale of the whole tune would be great. I think the only thing I didn't do was the fuel filter, but we can do that on the next time. Next time I change my oil. So guys, that's it. I thank you so much. Like I always say, I could not do this without you guys. So if you got any comments, please go down and comment. Let me know what you think. Maybe just give me a thumbs up if you like the show. If you got any questions, by all means, on anything, even in my other episodes, if you got any questions, please give me a comment and let me know what's going on. So guys, that's it. I thank you so much. It's Labor Day. I'm gonna go and chill with the family. I'm gonna go cut the grass real quick. It needs it really bad. I'm gonna go cool off, take this car for a spin, go get some errand runs, and then I'm gonna go hang out with my family. But guys, that's it. You guys have a good and blessed Labor Day. Until the next fix, I'll see you next time.